Alright, we're going to do an oil change on a Genesis GV80. First things first, you got to put the lift under the car on the correct anchor points. As you can see, the correct anchor points are right here, this little notch. So you line those up right there, make sure they're square. And then again right there, so make sure it's all lined up. Now you gotta lift the car. And don't forget your safety glasses. Alright, so once the car's in the air, you have to lower it down onto the safety lock. All these lifts have lock devices so they don't fall. So I lower it just a little bit, and now it's on the lock. As you can see, we're all the way in the air, so we're gonna have to remove this guy, the little skid plate. So everything you'll need: your safety glasses. I like to use gloves so my hands don't get all slimy and dirty from the oil and protect me from all the cuts and scrapes I get. You'll need this, I don't know what it's called, but it's a little pulley device to pull these little clips out. They're kind of hard to get out. Well, not that hard with this little device here. Some kind of like flathead or sharp kind of object to get the oil ring out. You'll need a ratchet, a 5-inch extension, 24mm socket for the oil filter housing, 10mm socket, your drill, and then a 17mm socket, and then obviously your oil filter. And then your oil comes out of this nice, beautiful thing right here. Can't forget your snacks as well. All right, well, we'll get started here. I like to keep a little bin here for all my nuts and bolts and everything. So we'll get under here, we'll pop, there's 4 of these little pins, so you just kind of squeeze in there, pop it, those come right out. So we'll get all 4 of those. Next, you'll take your 10mm socket, throw it on a drill, fast extrication. It's almost free. And we'll get rid of this guy. And there's this one little last hook. It just sits on this little threaded hook here. It's caught on it, so we'll pop that down and this whole thing will come off. So you got your oil filter drain cap, so you'll pop that off at 17mm, and then your oil filter housing, which is right here. So there's this little safety pin, it's kind of hard to see, I'll pop that out, and then this little cap, take that out and drain it all, and then we'll get this off, loosen and everything. So I'll take my 17mm, throw on my ratchet, turn it to the off. Just have a little towel with me so I don't make a mess. So all of these come with a little washer on it. So pop that off. Needle nose pliers. Squeeze it. Sometimes it's a pain. It comes right off. And you I like to open this up. Get my stuff ready. So the oil filter comes with a ring, a new washer, and then a pin for the oil filter. So put a washer, my new washer, on the drain plug, and you always want to coat this O-ring with oil to help it seal in the oil filter housing. Rotate it. Get all oily. I like to keep my hands dry so I don't get my tools all oily and everything. Ooh, see, that's why I got oil on my computer. It's no fun. So while that drains, I like to kind of scoot this over to where I can still catch that drain, but also start to drain the oil filter housing. So we'll do that next. So you'll just get under here. It's kind of a hard angle to see. But there's this little safety pin that you'll pop out. Just pull this guy out. You just get rid of that guy. And then you have your new one. Where'd it go? Right here that you'll use once you put everything back together. So once you got that out, take your noodle nose pliers again. Get up here and grab your drain plug. Grab it, twist it, and then pop it right out. And now we got the oil filter housing draining as well. Throw that guy away and let those drain for a minute. This is usually when I like to have a little snack. All right, go ahead and put a fresh pair of gloves on. Get my 5-inch extension, my 24mm socket, all set up on this little rotatey thingy-majigger. Let's get that all set up. Pop that oil filter housing. Very sharp. You can use a flathead, or I like to use this because it works good. But there's a little O-ring, so you'll get under there. And just pop that off. Throw it away. O-ring that you oiled all up so it still seals, and you line it up on the oil filter housing. Wrap it around. And that's on there. And then you'll take your oil filter housing, and there's a little hole right there that you want this to line up with, and you got to be really careful to line it up perfect, because if you don't, there's a little O-ring on there that'll pinch, and if that pinches, then the oil will drain out of the car. I've had that happen before, so gotta be extra careful. So just kind of line it up, pop it in there. As you can see, it's in there. Then you will take your ratchet, your extension and everything, put that back together, make sure it's on tighten. You'll take your little safety pin, your new one, and in that hole, you will slide this guy in there. Just kind of shove it through. Now that's in, there you go. So your oil filter housing, the new oil filter is all plugged in. Drain plug with your new washer on it. Fill that. The oil bolts, there we go. Take carpool. take your 4 pins. So I should see. I broke this pin, so I'll do that. And definitely extras to as well. Here's some muscle. So again, always extras. I'll show you guys. So this is your safety lock to turn that off, and then this is to lower it. This is to raise it. So I'll raise it a little bit. So it's off the safety lock, and then I'll hold this down while I hold this in, and the car will come down. So get that done quick. So right there. And then we'll get ready to put the oil in. This is your oil cap. So take that off. Let's put that to the side. And then grab your oil tube. Pull it down. This has a little safety on it. I don't know if you can hear, so it's not going to retract on me. And this is a 2.5 liter engine, so this takes 6.5 quarts of oil. So open this little guy up all the way. Stick it in. And you always want to reset it to 0 so you know how much you're filling up. And then you'll pull the trigger and hit this little pin. Oops, if I can do it one-handed. I'm gonna hold it, and now it's just gonna go. So we'll wait for it to fill up all the way. Okay. And all you'll do is it's basically like a gas pump. You'll squeeze it to get it off that safety, and it'll stop. So right about, so I squeezed it a little early. 5. So you can go a little bit over. It's not gonna hurt the vehicle or anything. So that is full of 6.5 quarts of oil. Oil bin. Tighten this down so it's not going to leak anywhere. Now that's out of the way. Take my gloves off so I don't want to get oil all over the oil cap. And then you will take the oil cap, place her back on, tighten her down. And then I like to check the dipstick to make sure I have enough oil in there, just to reassure. Get your little leg. Take that out. Wipe it off, clean it off. Put it back in there. And then we're full. I don't know if you guys can see that, but just past the full mark. Put that back in there. And then and you're all good.